Hey favored ones, welcome back to my channel, Favorite Readings. I'm Kymmy. Today's reading will be a pick-a-pile reading in honor of the full moon in Aquarius, also known as the Sturgeon moon, thanks to being associated with the indigenous cultures and the abundance during this time for the sturgeons in the Great Lakes. As well as it is Lughnasadh, and that's the festival that pagan and Celtic traditional practices. It is a time of harvest and feasting, so mixing those all together, I wanted to do the topic of what is abundant for you and what feast are you bringing to the table. So what abundant feast is being brought to your table? Blah, 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 blah. So I have intuitively picked out nothing because I picked out placements. So I didn't need to intuitively do nothing because pumpkins stand for harvest. So we got a white porcelain looking shade of pumpkin, and then we have this cute green one here. And then last but not least, we have this amber shaded pumpkin. So you can take a moment and meditate, ground yourself, and then pick a pile. You can roll a dice, or you're welcome to listen to all piles if you feel called to. So yeah, remember that this is a general reading and to use your discernment to find out what's true in your journey, and to not let anyone message you in your DMs or in the comments section below scamming you, saying that they have a reading for you. I don't take any personal readings online at this time, and even if I did, I would never reach out. I would wait for people to reach out to me. Okay, so I will see you in your pile. All right, bye. Pile number 1. If you chose the white pumpkin, then this pile is for you. White is associated with good, honesty, cleanliness, new beginnings, and as well as, exactitude. So I feel like a lot of you are manifesting and bringing in abundance to your table is being more clean, being more cleanliness, having more of a pure mindset. I feel like a lot of you are in pile number 1 are talking to yourself better, taking an inventory on what you're ingesting, whether it's food, the type of programs you're watching, the type of news on your timeline you're allowing. You're just really cleaning up your act. For some of you, that could be for sobriety. It doesn't have to be, but that could be an extra indication. So let's see which poem out of my collection we will have for you this time. Hold on now. We'll get this. Woohoo! We got it. Okay. Pile number 1, please. Can I get a poem for their highest good on what abundance is being brought to their what abundant feast is being brought to their table, please, and thank you. And for pile number 1, please. Whoa. We have poem number 3, which is amazing. I don't have to scroll very far. Witch's enchantment. All the plans in my mind include our hearts intertwined. Love me, hear what I say. You shall soon see things my way. On a sacred night where the moon is full and round, together we shall be bound. So when this was originally made, I was at a Salem witch event in school for extracurricular activities. So some of you could be finishing up school or doing extracurricular activities activities in order to boost your, I don't know what it's called, credentials, to boost your credentials for going to school. What good feasts could be coming your way is people recommending you, whether it's for school, a job. I just feel like there's a lot of opportunities through recommendations for you. A lot of you could be cleansing yourself during this full moon of rituals that have been done on you. A lot of you could have been dealing with a lot of spiritual attacks, and I feel like right now there's just an abundance of divine protection, white glowing light around you and your family protecting you. If that is something that you have been dealing with and needed confirmation, this is your confirmation. It seems like you have your plans for in your mind and your heart are finally becoming in sync. You know how sometimes your head's pulling you in one direction, your heart's pulling you in another? I feel like the abundance that is coming towards you is where your head and your heart are going to be synchronized and working as a unit. A lot of clarity, a lot of clear thinking, a lot of neutrality. I don't think I'm saying that right, but neutralness. You know, you're getting a lot of neutral. You're realizing that everything isn't black and white. You can be shy while also putting yourself out there. You can love someone but still choose yourself. You can leave your job but still enjoy whatever it was that you did when you were working there. Like, be like, I don't want to do that as a living, but doesn't mean that I hate it. You know, you're really starting to know that it's not a this or that situation. And for some of you, you're realizing, like, the flip side is people realizing that it's either this or that. For other half of the equation, I feel like you're realizing that you need to start doing an evaluation of, should I do this or should I do that, instead of trying to do it all at once. Over booking yourself and spreading yourself thinly, being like, I really want to do a market this weekend on Saturday, but I have a concert on Friday night, and then I have babysitting Sunday, and you're like, I'm gonna do all of it, and then by the end of the weekend, you're like, I didn't even get a break. Now I gotta start the weekday all over again. So you're starting to realize that it's either this or that, and really prioritizing what is most important to you. Like I said, your head and your heart are starting to work together. Some of you could be doing a cleansing from a love spell as well. Like I said before, with the Witch's Enchantment, when I originally wrote it, it was supposed to be a love spell. This was before, it was like when I was 13, I didn't realize that there was intentions and that, you know, beyond of my inner belief that spells and everything out there. But either way, it was an assignment. Some of you are realizing you don't want to take the assignment that has been laid out in front of you. Yeah, you're knocking off, someone wants to knock you off your light, because this literally just fell for no fucking reason. Excuse my language, but seriously. It seems like someone wants to knock you out of your light and your innocentness, and I am not here for it, so we're gonna do it right now. Archangel Michael, my guides, the old and new, please protect this individual who is watching this at this time from anyone who would like to knock their light off, because, or some people might feel like they want to knock your lights out. Some people might be getting aggressive with you, and you're learning how to hold boundaries and not let them back into your life, even though you may love them and have had a lot of history together. But just because you had history together does not mean they need to be a part of your future. take which part of that resonates with you and let the rest shake off. I feel like a lot of people are hearing what you have to say. In the past, a lot of you may have felt like you weren't being heard, and with the sentence at the part in the poem saying, hear what I say, I feel like you're finally getting to see people take notice of you. People who are willing to listen, people are willing to ask, hey, how are you doing? How have you been? What's going on with you? Instead of being a people pleaser or the one that constantly always has to check on everyone else. I feel like a feast that's coming to your table is people who are seeing you for who you really are and taking the time to get to know you and treat you in the way that you deserve and the way that you show others to treat you. I feel like you are treating yourself really kindly, and in doing so, it is bringing about abundance of others doing it as well. I'm also hearing that like eat your heart out, like you're really finding your confidence and stepping back into your divine power of seduction, whether that's you're female, male, or non-binary. You're really just learning your own personal ish. Soon you shall see things my way. I feel like a lot of you had people gaslighting you or just like manipulation and throwing dirt on your name, and I feel like now that those people's true intentions are showing, that people are gonna soon see things the way that you had been saying they were for a while. You could have been warning people, like, or telling people just your honest truth of what was happening to you, and people may have not been believing it, and I feel like people believing in you is coming for your feast and protection and knowing that your self-worth and regaining your innocence even though it was never lost. It was always there waiting for you to nurture it again, and I feel like that's the main thing that's coming for you, is that you are about to glow up and shine bright like a diamond, and you're about to like eat and leave none of the crumbs behind for when people are be looking at you, the way you're like the way you're holding yourself and carrying yourself as you walk and you talk and you take action towards your future. And that's an incredible dose of bad-ish energy to have about you, or bad boo energy, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna have a lot of like stroking the nighttime oil in order to bring about a whole ship in. You burning the midnight oil is going to bring in a whole ship for you. You could be waiting on a shipment, like legit for your business. It could be an indication that it is coming in soon, or that you're going to need to ship out a bunch of your product because you're amount to make bank. Your amount to bank. Yeah, the amount in your bank account, I feel like, is something that you're definitely going to notice. You're going to feel less stressed when you're trying to budget for the month. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be right away. I just feel like that's something that's coming in for you, and you're going to take notice, and it will accumulate over time. So that's what I have here for you. Ooh, it's 1444 on the clock. 444, stability. That financial, mentally, physically, I just feel like there's new beginnings and cleanliness. Some of you could have dealt with kicking someone else out because they weren't clean, or you have hired someone and delegated so you have more time to focus on yourself by hiring someone to clean or edit or do the clean up a video, you know, that kind of stuff, like graphic design. Doesn't have to just be for your home. It could be delegating for your business. A lot of delegation and leaving more time for yourself instead of feeling exuberated is what I feel is coming in for you, pile number 1. So thank you so much for coming through and letting me read your energy. I always enjoy sharing my poems with you, so it really helps me along my way to finding a way to self-publish, and I appreciate it. So yeah, remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye! Pile number 2, if you chose the green pumpkin, then this pile is for you. So green symbolizes peace, tranquility, hope, harmony, and optimism. It is also associated with nature. I feel like festivals, going camping, marketplaces, sitting in your backyard in a shed or down by a lake close to you, like either it's a man-made lake I'm seeing or a actual lake that you took in the day trip or weekend to travel to. I feel like there's a lot of camping and getting outside for you, pile number 2. Oh, and the harvest from your personal backyard garden is coming in as well. So that's what I have and getting that money in the bag, like really cashing it in. I also am like hearing like the Wizard of Oz, Return to Oz. You're returning to your wonder, your make-believe. You're returning to believing in fairy tales for yourself. Some of you could believe in fairy tales, but for a while there you were believing that it exists, but maybe not for yourself. And I feel like that's something that's coming in for you, pile number 2, for your feast. Feast your eyes. Okay. I don't know. A lot of you might be manifesting a brave heart for yourself, really standing up for your loved ones, and you could have Scottish background, just because like it reminds me of the movie Braveheart, where they like flip, like you're the one to like where he's giving a full moon and pulls up his kilt and shows off his booty, and like I feel like you're getting back to like showing off your body and being more natural even is another message coming through, is that you can, whether or not you're showing more skin and being comfortable with the way you feel in your outfits. Another one could be that you're going back to your natural hair color and hairstyle. A lot of you could be trying a more natural look with your makeup, or just like doing cute little quirky things like with face paint, just making like butterflies or like ladybugs. I just feel like a lot of nature and naturalness from your heart. Another one is like doing things that come naturally to you. So before you felt like you might need to do business a certain way because that's how everyone else was doing it. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of clearing energy right now, so this is definitely a message that needs to come through. A lot of you felt like you needed to do things a certain way and follow the like guidelines of other people who were successful online. Like if you noticed, like with today's video, doing a full moon reading, usually when I post those online, it is very popular and saturated. So I feel like you're moving away from saturated ideas to moving more authentically and natural in your way. Like with me using my own personal poems, which makes it a little bit, shaking it a little bit up, putting a little personal touch on a full moon reading, which is, saturated, very much appreciated, saturated, appreciated. But I'm feeling like you're going a bit more natural. Now, for those who aren't and really enjoy doing it the way you are, then that is your natural way. And some people might be, oh, you're not being authentic because you're doing it that way, but it feels natural to you, then that is what you're meant to be doing. Don't let anyone else tell you to how you're supposed to act. Be like, act natural, and then all of a sudden you're like, what is natural? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and protecting yourself against, people and threats that are unnecessary. Okay, let's see. Please, please show me that. Aha! Okay, I feel like a lot of you are getting a lot aha moments and moving into place, knowing where you need to be at the right time to get opportunities. Pile number 2, please. What feast, abundant feast, is being brought to their table? 33. Ooh. A lot of you can be masters number 33. A lot of you can be a number 6. You don't have to be. It's just extra indication. Let's move on and scroll. Excuse me. I said scroll. Yeah, so number 33 of my poems is called Silver Lining. Immerse creativity, everlasting capacity. Nubilis foundation, exhilarating sensation. Rife perpetuate, heavy levitate, tension breaks, thunder quakes, shower makes it end, welcome rainbows bend. So I did a reading at one point. If I can look it up, there is one that I did where, yeah, there was one reading that I did. The last reading I did at my apartment before it burnt down was called Rainbow's End. What will your rainbow end look like? And I think it's become that time where you're finally welcoming that rainbow in after a long time of showers and thunderquakes and like being blindsided and having tension around. And with a wraith, which is a type of fairy and or banshee that really screams, and you really felt like the screaming tension inside of yourself just perpetuating an echo, and you didn't know if you were going to get any relief. And now you are getting it. Is that time for that exhilarating sensation. Nubilis foundation, whole space, all the space you could ever need for foundation. A lot of you could be moving into a bigger home, expanding your business, expanding your clientele, going the distance, like traveling as well to reach the destination where you feel you're most solid in your foundation. Like Nubilis is like the sky, so like the Milky Way, like the stars aren't even your limits. You are coming through like a shooting star and an everlasting capacity. You do have the capacity to be everlasting. You do have the capacity for longevity. You do have the capacity for having a healthy relationship. I am capable. Say it. I am capable. Pile number 2, you are capable. Like beyond recognition. is coming for you. You're not even going to recognize yourself after how much this feast and prosperity is going to be coming through. Especially when you're especially being immersed in your own creativity. Being immersed in your creativity will bring you to the next height. And a lot of you feel ready, pile number 2, for those who do feel ready. If you don't, then you don't resonate with that part. But I feel like you are just on the precipice of feeling ready. Like, you know it, but you're a little bit nervous. It's a little bit of friction. And that's okay. If you're nervous, it means you care, which means you're giving the best possible service to people. Because if you didn't care what kind of service you were giving, and if you were on your best possible, game that you can be on, then why would anyone want to work with you? That's kind of a peon type of attitude to have. Oh, well, it doesn't matter if I'm on my game because people will buy things from me anyway. Like, that's corporated mindset, and you are not a corporation. You are an inspiration, and that is the difference. That is what Feast is coming for you right now. You are being brought creative inspiration to your table, and knowing that you are a natural at what you do. One day it's just gonna wash over you, and you're gonna be like, wow, I'm really good at this. I'm a natural at this. And I feel so excited for you to know that, because I feel like your guides and support team have been trying to really drill that information into you. And I am just as hard-headed with my earth signs placements. You could have earth sign placements. That's just extra confirmation. Really trying to drill that into you, like with the heavy levitating. It's like your guides are like trying to drag you to the next level, and you're like, but I must protest. I don't want to do it. I just don't wanna. And they're like, okay, but you do wanna. You're just scared. You're like, it's okay, I just don't wanna. And now they're not giving you the choice, and you're like, okay, fine, I shall do it. And you're doing it with finesse, and you're doing it in strides, and you're doing it one step at a time. And that's the most natural thing possible, is to do it one step at a time. If you are out there putting both legs on at the same time, I hope you're sitting down. But Spirit doesn't want you to be sitting down when they bring you to the next level. They want you to be standing and taking it one step at a time. Just like putting on pants, your socks, and how you push the bicycle forward. You can't push the bicycle forward pushing in the opposite directions. That's how you break. And your guides don't want you to break. They want you to soar, not be sore. Okay. So thank you for coming through. I hope that this helped bring confirmation for yourself. And I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye. Pile number 3. I don't know why I said it like a haunted house. Some of you might do horror movies or work in like the haunted house, scaring, like jump scares people, or just your music is based off of horror movies. Amber pumpkin. Amber was used historically for a talisman of courage and self-confidence. It was thought to bring good luck to warriors in battles, and it also symbolizes the renewal of marriage vows and promises. So I feel like in what the what your guides are bringing in for you, what feast of abundance is being brought to your table, is a wedding or renewal of your vows, or just a regular old anniversary. Now, this doesn't have to be intimate. It could be a lot of friendsversaries. It could be an anniversary of you being in a company, an anniversary of you owning your own company, or just the starting up of it. Having that courage and self-confidence. But yeah, I was also warned by elders, so a lot of you could be the elders in your group or act as the parental friend, like what most cases people would call the mom friend or the dad friend, who constantly checks to make sure everyone's drinking their water and make sure they have a blanket and or tuck them in at a party if you notice they passed out and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put a blanket over top of them and make sure they're comfy. I feel like comfort is coming in for you and genuine support. I feel like this pile, you didn't get a lot of that growing up, and you have found that whether in a business partner, an actual, your counterpart, or friendship. A lot of you could be having it from another part of the family growing as well. This could be being a gentler and kinder elder for those who are coming next. For those who it isn't about like renewal of vows and assured promises, you're promising yourself. You're making promises, whether to making a promise to others to forever and love, or you are making promises to yourself to be more courageous and take more self-confidence approaches throughout the next bit here, as it is a timeless reading. I feel like you're making more commitment to your commitments. Pile number 3, what's coming in for you, what abundance of feast of abundance is coming in for you, is abundance of promises and commitment and duality of partnership. I feel like either you're making promises to another person or a partnership. If you're not in that part of your life, then the promises you are making is towards yourself, promising that you'll have a better routine, promising that you will step outside of your comfort zone. That's the thing I wanted to say. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the downloads here. Please bear with me. I wanted to take more time myself, slowing down to really try and dissect what the downloads are giving to me from your higher selves and your guides and my guides, instead of trying to rush through it, because I felt like with the energy, if I rushed, I would get it all out, instead of taking a moment and realizing I don't need to. And I feel like you noticed for yourself that you don't need to rush. You don't need to rush into having a family. You don't need to rush into getting married. You don't need to rush your business progress. I feel like you're making a promise to yourself to get these things done without pressuring yourself. A lot of you may be feeling a lot of pressure with regards to scheduling and routine and making sure that everyone is on the same page. People also believe that ambers inside, like the crystal amber, would pull disease out of the body or attract good luck. So I feel, and guard you from the evil eye and bring in love and cleverness. But that's just mythology that I wanted to bring in. And I feel like a lot of you are maybe promising to to treat your body with more respect. A lot of you could have been going on diets and whatnot in regards to, sorry, triggering, in regards to weddings coming up, and a lot of you may be promising yourself to that it's okay to eat without feeling guilty. A lot of you could be making promises to yourself that abundance is what you make it, and success is what you make it, because a lot of you could have had a lot, like I said before, didn't have a lot of support growing up. I think that was inside of this group anyway. If that's the case and I haven't mentioned it, this is the next part of the message, is I feel like a lot of you didn't have that encouragement and love growing up, and now you're a little guarded in regards to how it will show up in your marriage or having children, because you may have not had the best examples growing up. But you're making a promise to yourself to do better than, your parents and your grandparents did before you. You're promising yourself that you will break generational cycles of talking mean to yourself, shaming the type of food you eat, what you wear, who you hang out with, and you're really just making a promise to yourself to do what genuinely makes you happy. And honestly, that's a great promise to make for yourself and others, even those you are making a committed promise to. I feel like you're not only committing to others, you're committing to yourself. And I feel like that's what abundance of feast is coming in for you. Pile number 3. And then we'll move on and we'll get more messages from the poems that I wrote. Pile number 3, please. Can we get a message of what abundance is being brought in for them to feast upon, please? Pile number 3, please. Number 46. So 8. When you put that together, it equals 8, and I just want you to know that you are infinite. You are infinite. I don't know why I said infant. Some of you could be having an infant coming in, or has changed the way you looked at yourself having kids, and realizing that the way your parents raised you, you would never want to speak to your kid like that. And that's the promise you're making to yourself, is not only the promise to heal your children, but also to heal your inner child. You're making a promise to your inner child to not feel cringe and scared in regards and standing up to people. Maybe you're standing up to your parents now and letting them know, I'm not going to raise my kid that way. I don't care if you think that I turned out fine. I don't care that you think you did a great job. I'm going to do my best, and in order to do my best, I feel I need to do it this way. And you're like, tut tut tut, don't touch. This is my legacy. This is mine to improve upon. This is my project to improve upon. This is my life and my child, and I'm going to raise them to the best of my abilities, not yours. For those who don't have kids, then you're letting your own parents know. You want to know what? I don't feel like you should be talking to me that way, and if not, then I'm gonna need to separate myself. It could be siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, your best friend from down the street from when you were 5. You don't care. You are making promises to yourself to show more courage and self-confidence for standing within your own truth and your own power. 46. Whee! Now, a lot of you could be enjoying more time having fun A lot of people could have shamed you in the past, or your partner makes you feel like a child again, because all I could think about was a slide and going like, wee. 46. Soul Me is the name of the poem that I have written. I have written the wishing well. Sonder human experience, vulnerable resilience, blueprint existence, frowned upon dependence, watermark stroke canvas, comfort zone spun compass, slumbered in, turn awaken, trek the path less taken. So I mean, you could be Star Trekkies. It has nothing to do with Trek. I just feel like you're making your own path for you, trekking the path less taken. So yeah, you're not allowing people who came before you to show you how you need to do things. Whether it's someone who owned a business and they're like, hey, this is how I got my business running up. You should really make sure that you know all of this information before starting your business. Like, well, I can start and still need to know things. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to do it my way. Or, you own a house and they're like, hey, you should make sure that you know, get house insurance. And you're like, and they're like, but you should do it separate and get like a whole bundle. And you're like, no, that's okay, I have one already set up, I'm gonna do it with mine. And they're like, but mine gives you a really good rate. And it's like, okay, but mine is set up with a bank that I've been with for years, and they're going to give me a better interest. You know, just because it worked best for your home doesn't mean it's best for everyone. That's an example. If it resonated, cool, but hopefully the analogy was on point. So what I feel a lot of you are getting watermarks done on your art in order to protect them before setting them out. Blueprint existence, I mean, it could be architectures or doing remodeling, renovations going on, could be extra indication that this reading is for you. A sondered human experience. So yeah, you're going from having a sondered blank expression to having more of a colorful experience, because you're starting to realize that you were doing things other people's way and it didn't feel unique and authentic, and it was just a sondering human experience going around trying to feel happy in someone else's shoes. Nah, trust me, I've tried wearing other people's shoes before when I couldn't afford my own. It is not fun. First of all, they're already worn in. Everyone needs their own ankle support. So, like, you could even take over someone else's business verbatim, and it would still need your unique touch. Remember, unique is better than being bleak. So, yeah, getting out of your comfort zone and spinning your own compass and deciding which way you need to be taking your experiences, which way you need to be turning. You could be slumbering and sleeping more and reviewing what your sleep cycle is, realizing that you like to wake up earlier than other people, and someone would be like, well, you're never going to find anyone who wants to wake up that early. And it's like, no, you'll never find someone who wants to wake up that early because you don't enjoy waking up that early. You know, not everyone is built that way. Or people are like, if you don't wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and start your day, what are you even doing with yourself? And it's like, I'm sleeping in. That's what I'm doing with myself. So just finding the confidence and courage to be like, that's not for me. Please support me as I figure out what is. And I feel like that's what's coming in for you, is that you're really making promises to yourself and keeping them. You're making promises to others and keeping them. Having a promise be kept is a big deal. So for all you out there who are keeping promises to yourself or making big promises to your other half, I congratulate you. through this time, and thank you for coming through and letting me read your energy, and I look forward to seeing you in my next videos. Remember to eat, hydrate, and, of course, have fun. Bye!